It had been 6 days since the fortunate son began sailing. Aside from meeting 3 adventures, I haven't been outside my room, that I use more as a workshop anyway. I found the drifting of the ship annoying, as scrap metal and projects wobbled and fell from the table, but I kept going. I've dealt with worse. I've built a short blade attached to a taser to zap my foes more easily. I've constructed a pistol from iron and copper, but I've imbued it with magic as it draws from moisture to create plasma bolts. I've also made a clay pot imbued with magic and creates any liquid I desire, from water, to poison, to oil, to acid, to honey ECT. Sadly, I've consumed all the fruit my mother has packed, and now I have to ponder whether or not I can eat the beasts, crops, and other foods of this world without indigestion or death. I heard a loud boom from the sky, looked through my window and saw that the sky was now dark, clouds as black as space. The water more violent as it had to cling to the wall to avoid being flung. Blue streaks of lightning condensed in the sky and struck the waves and ships. "Attention crew, all fighters come to battle stations," said the captain. His voice boomed throughout various sirens. I was terrified, my eyes glowing yellow as the sky sent death down, and the blue abyss shook us like a stone jar, but this human let me on his ship. I have a responsibility to aid, so I took my new arms and ran to the deck. I thought what I saw out the window was bad, but as I opened the hatch, the frigid wind hit me like an asteroid. Rain constantly struck my shell, vision blurred, full of blackness, blue streaks, and orange flashes of cannon fire. Numerous warriors stood at the edge of the deck, firing into the water. Stell emitted bolts of flames from her hands. Lobbit aided with the cannons, getting more and more soaked and unusable, while Reacher aided with kinetic weapons. I crawled up the sail and saw a white skull peek out from the water. I aimed my pistol. It used the abundant moisture to fire a condensed magenta plasma bolt that struck the water and caused a geyser of steam. I was so amazed at the power that I didn't notice that my gun had begun to overheat. I didn't even notice my hands sizzling. The beast leaped from the waves, its maw opened in an attempt to eat me, but I swiftly descended and avoided the chomp. I waited till it landed in the waters. A huge splash erupted as it dived, and fired another bolt of plasma that finally made me notice my gun's drawback. My hand quickly let go of the overheated, slagged gun, but as I looked up, a bolt of lightning struck the sail. It splintered and shattered as the teal strike forked through it like a blade through flesh. I fell onto my back, wet and scorching splinters in my shell and skin. A sharp pain surged through my back as I tried to get up. I began to lose feeling, my eyes slowly closed, becoming covered in rainfall. But before I fell asleep, I felt a sharp, soothing sensation. I opened my eyes and saw Lobbit's hands hovering over me, and green energy blanketed my body. "Come on, man, we need that lightning again," he pleaded. I got up and scanned the area for my gun, and found it still steaming as it was battered by rainwater. I shook my head. My eyes went blue as I saw the steaming slag that was once my gun, but I might be able to make one last shot from it. Before I could even grab my gun, the jaws erupted from the deck as White Skull leapt through the fortunate sun. The vessel split in halves that rapidly sank in the blue void. I was submerged and tried to move through the waves, but I had no experience moving through such violent tides. With one more futile attempt, I blacked out. I then woke up on the surface, clutching a wooden plank. The bright morning sun washed over my soaked shell. Memoria's hum gave me some reason to feel a modicum of joy, but as I looked around, I saw only Stell, Lobbit, and Reacher floating on wooden planks. Only us being around made me realize that no one else was here, likely drowned and or eaten by White Skull. My eyes glowed blue as I thought of just how outmatched we were and how hopeless it was from the start. "Hey Abralic, glad you're alive at least," Stell said. "You only 4 out of 1,000. What a grand success rate." Reacher sombered. "He's right. A whole ship destroyed, all of its resources subsumed in the abyss, and 996 people dead. If their corpses aren't waterlogged, they're being transmuted into energy in a monster's stomach. This is hardly an optimal outcome. Chin up. Assuming you have a chin. We're getting to cliff edge one way or another," Stell assured. "Sure. In this death world, we just go until we're food for beasts. That's the spirit. Just keep going." We eventually washed up on shore. I struggled to get up as my burnt palm grinded against the sand. I got on my back, trying to catch my breath. Despite my exhaustion, I pulled out a vial of pneuma and inhaled it. The warm vapor surged through me, and despite being drowned for probably hours and swimming for longer, sprung up invigorated, while everyone else was still weak and tired. "Do you require assistance?" I asked as I held my healing hands over them. "Smart enough to make an energy gun, but dumb enough to ask that," Reacher said. Fair. I washed him in healing energy and moved to the others. Despite healing them, they remained in the sand. I stared at the open ocean we just came from, turned back to the trees veiling whatever dangers lurk for miles, and weighed my options. Would it be better to go by myself, or to stick around with these three? What do you think, Memoria? Should we continue with this lot? There is strength in numbers. You should try to make friends with the locals, she repeated in my father's voice. Guess I have no idea what's ahead. Your drone is right, Abralic. We need each other if we're to reach Cliffage, Stell said as she picked herself up from the sand. Trust issues. Abralic. Lobbit joked. Exactly. I don't mean to offend, but I don't know you. My eyes went yellow as my anxiety rose. Well, I barely know these guys, but I'm willing to continue with them. Besides, we'll be better off together, Stell argued. My eyes went from yellow to orange as I thought for a while. A bit of risk may be inevitable, and if Stell's pleasant demeanor turns out to be deception, or Reacher's gun is turned on me, I should plan for such a possibility. Understood. We'll travel together. Great to hear. Let's camp out here for a while. Understood. None of you look ready for battle. Neither do you, Abralic, Reacher retorted. True.